All right, friends, today you are going to do a shrinky dink, and you have a choice whether to make your shrinky dink into an ornament or a keychain. And so what we're going to do is, let me kind of explain first what you've got, and then I'll explain how to do it. You have 6 different designs to choose from, and they are all pretty blank so that you can add your own design. So one is a sweater, like you're going to do a tacky Christmas sweater. One is a car with a tree on the top, and obviously, like on the tacky sweater, you add your own design. On the car with the tree, you add the wheels, you add the details on the car, you add ornaments and lights and stuff on the tree. And then on this one, there is a gnome. Obviously, you add the design on the hat, the body. You can add lines for the hairs of the beard and that kind of stuff. A nutcracker that is very blank, and you would add hair and the whole entire face and the decoration on the body, on the uniform. So there's that. There is a very simple ornament that you could add any design to that you want. And then there is a tree with a star on top that obviously too you add your own designs. So what you are going to do is you are going to choose one, and you are going to have a piece of Shrinky Dink plastic. And what happens is the plastic looks like this. Let me turn this white paper over so you can see it really good. And it is this size until it is heated, and then it turns into this size. So it shrinks and it gets thicker and a lot harder. So what we'll do is we will draw it, we'll color it, we will do a hole punch at the top, and then I will bake them. And that's how they shrink, is with the heat from baking it. And then we will turn it into an ornament by putting some sort of string or hook in it, and then, or if you choose a keychain, we can put a loop for a keychain. So whichever one you decide. I will tell you that because this is clear and we are using Sharpies on this, you do not have white. So anything that you want to be white, don't color it, okay? So anything that you want to be white, don't color it. So for example, my gnome's beard, I wanted it white. So do not color anything that you would like to leave white. You just leave that alone since there are no white Sharpies. So, all right, so here are the steps of what you need to do. So you have your design, you have your plastic, and you lay the plastic on top of the design. You take a black Sharpie, and because this is plastic, you have to be very careful because Sharpie on here does not dry immediately. You have to let it sit and dry for a little bit. So do not lay your hand on this while you're drawing, or you will smear it very badly. So you are going to take your Sharpie and you are simply going to trace the design, because that paper is underneath your plastic and you are tracing on the plastic. Do not at any time write on the white sheet. You are simply doing all of your drawing on the plastic. And so you go around and very carefully you are tracing. Do not mash down hard enough where you hear a squeaking sound with your Sharpie. That means you are pressing way too hard. It is very easy to draw on plastic. You barely need to touch the marker to the plastic. It does not take any pressure at all to get this done. So you're not pressing down at all. So once you have it traced, I want you to turn it kind of maybe sideways, depending on what design you have. And I need for you to put your name right next to your design. Normally I would have you write your name at the bottom, but I want it along the side because we are going to cut this out. So you are not doing any kind of design or color in the background. So leave that blank. You are only doing your object. You're only filling in the object. So don't do anything in the background except writing your name right up next to your object. Okay, so after you trace it, and you can see how it looks when it's traced. You are going to, and I'm going to scoot this out of the way because I have one that I've already been working on. You are going to then, with your Sharpie again, keep adding your design. So you can see how I went from a very blank nutcracker, and I added designs in the hat, and I added a face and stuff to the jacket. And so once you're done doing that, then you can start adding color. Again, do not press really hard when you are coloring. Go very slowly and take your time. If you have a design, like let's say on my jacket I've got all these little circles, you need to make sure you color very neatly around things. If you have, like, if you're doing like the tree, or like let's say the gnome's hat or something, and you want dots, like especially for your tree, if you want it to look like lights or whatever, do your ornaments or your lights first, and then you're going to have to color around them. So for your Christmas tree, for example, color all of your ornaments and color all of your lights, and then take a green and fill in the green around all of your lights and ornaments to fill in the rest of the tree. So this is what we're doing. You may not finish this today, and that's okay. We'll have time to work on it again next time. At the end of class, you are going to take this and you are going to put it on the counter where all of my bottles of paint are, and we're going to lay them out and let them dry. Do not stack yours on top of somebody else's because it will smear it. Again, remember, the marker doesn't dry instantly, so we need to lay it out and let it dry a little bit. So you'll put it on the counter, and then they will be collected later and then put in the portfolio, and then they can come out next time and you can finish coloring, and we will cut next time and I will shrink them. So this is what we're doing. Also, when you clean up, there should be 13 Sharpies. That would be 2 black Sharpies plus all of the other color ones, and make sure the lids are pointing up. 2 people are sharing this, you and the person next to you. And one last thing is, I have all of these copies of papers for you to look at. If you need some ideas for your nutcracker, if you need to look at what your gnome could look like, if you want to look at tacky sweater designs, that's all right here for you. Again, do not draw or color on these sheets. This is just for you to look at to help you when you are adding your details to your Shrinky Dink. Okay, I hope all this makes sense. Please feel free to ask questions if there is something that you do not understand.